So you guys have gotten me into the spirit. I'm not gonna lie. Weddings aren't really my thing, but God, they're just so goddamn cute. I think I've been inspired to draw them too and really show you guys what I have over here, the kind of talents I've been hiding. So I'm gonna draw both of them. I'm gonna start with Crowley because, well, he takes up less of the page, being that he's smaller, really. So I've got my markers, and if I need them, I have some crayons. This is going to be an artwork in mixed medium on the finest lined paper. I've turned it sideways so we can have more of a landscape view. So I'm going to start with Crowley, and you got to start, of course, with the body. Confident strokes. And one of Crowley's defining characteristics is, of course, the swinging of his hips. So to illustrate that movement, we're really going to exaggerate the shape of his hips. And he is, of course, a little bow-legged, not a lot, but a little. So we're going to incorporate that into the picture to really give you the feeling of movement. You can see the swinging. And of course, we will get to the dress, but first you must start with the body. So we're going to add a head next. Oh, it's okay if you need to. You can just, there's no mistakes in art. No mistakes. And he's happy because this is a wedding. And, you know, of course, he does have his snake eyes that we can't forget. Beautiful. Amazing. So, you've probably noticed he doesn't have any arms. Let us alleviate that now. And of course, these are just his upper arms and his shoulders. He needs to have a forearm so he can hold Aziraphale's hand. Because next, we're going to draw Aziraphale. Now, Aziraphale is, as I said before, a bit bigger. They're both husband-shaped, but Aziraphale is more so. So we're going to go for a different approach with Aziraphale. Aziraphale, we're going to start with the head. And he is also happy. Because again, they're in love. They're getting married. So we're going to start with his neck and then just sort of work in his body shapes as we're going along. And he has shorter legs. They're less bow-leggedy. And just the same with the other side. And this arm here in sort of a repose. Wonderful. And you can see here they're holding hands because it is their wedding. So now we're going to start adding more of the details. First of all, this is a wedding. It's formal attire. So I'm going to give Aziraphale a bow tie. We're going to go with red because it'll be easy for me to add a little tartan pattern to it. And now that I have the red out, I'm of course going to go over here and give Crowley his hair. And I love a long-haired Crowley, so just a lot of hair. Because the more hair, the better the wedding. As I always say. I feel like a brown would be good. It's time to move on to the crayons. Do I have a brown? I do! Okay. So we're just going to go in and... Yep. I'm going to go back on top with a little blue, going the other way. Amazing. The resemblance is uncanny. We want to give Aziraphale some hair because he's bald. And that's rude. Beautiful. One of my favorite things about Aziraphale, one of the little character details they gave him in the show, was his lovely glasses, which he of course thinks are neat. So I'm just gonna, you know, and they're little. So there's the bridge. Just little round, just little. And then back here where his ears would be, if I had added them, which makes me think Maybe I should. There. So his glasses aren't just floating on his head. Beautiful. It's all coming together so well. Now is as good a time as ever to start adding glasses to Crowley. Fill those in because we want it to look as photorealistic as possible. Now Aziraphale's a little bit naked right here. So I'm going to give him a nice jacket. I think I'm going to go back to this chestnut. And so the jacket, right, it's got the bow tie here and the jacket is just going to like so. I really didn't want to like brag and make a big deal out of my abilities, you know, because nobody likes that. That's just rude, but it probably won't surprise you to know that I studied under the greatest artists in 3 continents to develop this skill. It was hard come by. I think Aziraphale, I think I want to finish up Aziraphale. He deserves some pants. I think I want to give him sort of shoes to match his shirt because he's like a stylish kind of guy. And you know, you don't need to worry too much about the detail on the shoes because they're going to be covered by pants for the most part. Obviously, I need to make the pants a different color than the jacket because otherwise it'll look like he's wearing a romper. And that, to a wedding as fancy as this, would be gauche. How about this nice apricot? How's that? Oh no. You know what? He's wearing a romper to the wedding. And he's, you know, maybe Crowley helped him. Maybe he's evolving with the times. Maybe he was drunk. Maybe this is just the after party of their wedding and he wanted to be comfy so he can do the gavotte. Do you think he could persuade Crowley to do the gavotte at their wedding? Oh my god. That's the cutest shit I've ever thought of in my life. And now I want to move on sort of to Crowley's dress. Honestly, wherever Crowley goes, he's the most beautiful person in the room. Demon. In the room. But on his wedding day, he really wants to look stunning. And what I've always thought looks beautiful with red hair is, of course, a nice pink dress. I want to give a full dress. You know, there's going to be a lot of volume. And it's maybe going to be behind Aziraphale a little bit. Maybe underneath Aziraphale a little bit. I don't know. He's an angel. He can manage. A train to drag behind him. And, you know, it'll have a beautiful bust that will accentuate the sharpness of his shoulders and the length of his arms, both of which have forearms. The vision is of a Disney princess, of old royalty, of the glamour of old Hollywood, all of the prestige and glory that comes with being the most beautiful person in the room. The most beautiful woman I ever saw was in an airport. I don't know where she was going, but I assume it was on a plane. She was in line at a McDonald's, holding a guitar. I thought to myself, what kind of music does that woman play? That's the kind of questions people will be asking Crowley on his wedding. I don't know if I can make this any better. I really think that I've touched upon my true vision, and I'm glad you guys got to share this with me.